So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to our F1 Audi mod career mode for the F1 2018 mod. So what I'm going to do, we've got enough resource points now to go in and fix this little thing here. Ferrari have overtaken us in the aerodynamics development race and we're now slipping behind Mercedes and Ferrari. So that's the only problem with not doing practice. So what I'm going to do, make sure all these parts, I'm sick of parts failing mid-race. I'm going to have to do the gearbox as well. This is going to trigger, oh, there's no penalty for that action, that's okay. So let's get into the qualifying session for the next race, which is going to be the Canadian Grand Prix. So here we go, we've got a brand new rival here, and it's Kimi Räikkönen. And I'm finally glad to get rid of Bottas as a rival because he was thrashing us. But Kimi Räikkönen, more accurate, he's ahead of us in the championship by 6 points. It makes sense. So let's get into qualifying and let's see if we can take a pole position here at Canada, one of my favourite tracks. So we've got a bit of dilemma because it's raining, absolutely tipping it down here at Canada. But the race is going to be dry, so this is going to be really annoying, and it's you need a very slippery car here, so 4 wings will do for the race, but for qualifying we're going to be a bit screwed. But let's get into this qualifying session then and see how we get on. So full wet tyres here at Canada then for this qualifying session. Got about 15 minutes after the session, so let's see how we get on then, and let's just pray for a good qualifying session. Oh my god, there's no traction. Yep, this is horrendous. We're on a full dry setup, and yeah, let's see how we get on. So ending the first lap then, I'm feeling pretty confident about this lap. A 22.8, you know what, that's going to do me for qualifying. I'm going to risk it. Retire from the session. I think that is enough to get ourselves through into qualifying, well, into a decent position in qualifying. So let's see if it's enough for pole position then. The weather's not going to improve, it's going to get worse, so we're going to get slower, and we've absolutely smashed it. I always smash it around here at the circuit, but Ricardo in 11th, that is not good. But we take pole position by about 0.8 of a second, so we really nailed this lap. But I do know that Hamilton is going to be quick in tomorrow's race. So we're going to be starting on fresh ultra soft tyres. I was thinking about switching it to the super soft, but I don't want to risk anything off of the start of this race. I want a nice clean race, hopefully just lead the whole way. I know it's probably going to be boring if that happens, but for once we've got a decent start. And my god, look at Bottas. I say that we get a decent start. We've got one Mercedes up our inside and one right behind us. How has Bottas done that at the start? That's absolutely crazy. He's got his start from the second row of the grid absolutely spot on. Wow. So it's not over. We've got plenty of laps in this race here at Monaco, and I do start to get a bit more consistent over the course of these races, so our end of race pace is a lot better. So we've got Hamilton right behind us. I'm going to stick to the racing line. If he wants to shove it up the inside, he can try. It ain't going to work because we took that nice line there. Look at that. So Hamilton's now stuck a little bit further behind us. So, as our engineer says, yeah, let's focus the rest of the race. Oh my god, I say that, I've run deep, but we should get away with it. It's just a hairpin. So Bottas in the 18.8, we do a 20 flat. So I always get a slow start to these races, but the second lap is usually a lot closer to everyone else. But Bottas, that Mercedes car is still the quickest car on the grid. And then it's the Ferrari, and then we're slightly behind in the Audi Red Bull car. And I don't know where Ricardo is at this point in the race. He had a terrible qualifying session, but it was a really difficult condition, so that's probably why Hamilton now gets another good run on us. He got a run on us here at the last time, so there's definitely a Mercedes track. As we run a bit deep through there, get away with it. So it's definitely a Mercedes track. I'm glad I didn't go for the super softs. I was hoping to run away with this race, but if it was wet, of course, we'd have done a lot better. Oh my god, I've run out wide there. I didn't shift down enough gears. I was like, why am I understeering? So we've basically gifted Hamilton a position there. We've got a car going slowly there, but we should be able to get him back. Slipstream. Come up the inside at the final chicane. Look at that, nice and clean through the final chicane. Right in the bumps. really nicely. Bottas a 14.5. So DRS is available. Vettel is going quickly as well. So this is definitely a Ferrari Mercedes track, and I'm just stuck up in the battle. Obviously our Red Bull doesn't have the best straight line speed, which I'm trying to improve with the drag, but that part failed. So that is really annoying. So we've got a virtual safety car. So we've not done too badly out of that virtual safety car then. Remained pretty much the same, the gap, so we've got Hamilton all over the back of us, so I'm going to struggle this race. He's not going for the overtake. Obviously we don't have the DRS because of the virtual safety car. Get a decent run out of the final corner, out of the chicane, dodge the wall of champions, but let's see if we can start to reel in Bottas. Who's that? Is that McLaren? They've been into a bit of a crash. They got the blue flags. Oh, so rain towards the end of this race. This is not good. Rain towards the end of the race. I don't know if there'll be enough time for us to have to change, but it's going to be the closing stages of this race, so let's make sure we got some tyres for the end of this race then, because it could get real slippy. As Hamilton now again, just going to go for the move. I'm going to stick to the racing line again. I want the best exit. This is alright going on the inside line, but it would compromise us up here and then be under attack again, going into the hairpin. And the hairpin probably is a better overtaking opportunity. I do have the rich mix I can use. And my engine's fine. So we've got the best opportunity to try and keep up with these Mercedes. But they are so quick in a straight line. Oh, here comes Hamilton up the inside. Close him off. Oh, he's right there. He was right up the inside then. I saw his arrow comes flying up the inside. I'm going to go defensive into turn number 1. We actually set the fast lap of the race, but Hamilton, unsurprisingly, goes quicker than us. But not by a lot. So we do have the pace compared to Bottas, and he's going to be getting stuck behind this blue flagged McLaren. Oh no, ran deep into the hairpin. We actually got away with it. As soon as I slammed on the brakes way too late, I was a bit worried we were going to run wide, but Hamilton did gain on us through there. No DRS either, and he's going to come flying at us now. Look at him, here he comes. Oh, he hasn't got a decent run actually. But look at that McLaren not making it easy for Bottas. It's Fernando Alonso, and look at this. Bottas has been really compromised into turn number 1. Can we go around the outside? We're going to try it. We've got the inside line for the next corner, side by side with Bottas. Oh, we just got the power down there. Just taking a replay of that. Let's see how close it was as we went side by side through there. I mean, as soon as we get out of this replay, we've got to get back onto the back of him. Look at this up the inside. Lovely stuff there. And look at that. Hamilton and Vettel close right up. So, let's get back into the action. Can we get up the inside? Nope. It was worth a try, so we're going to have to try and set up another move in the coming laps, but oh my god, look at the oversteer around there. That's really cost us some time. Oh my god, and we've lost so much time to Bottas now. I'm going to stick to the inside line here. I can't risk it. Like I say, it's going to compromise us if we do that. Oh, and here's Hamilton. Surely he's going to come for a move up the inside of the hairpin. If I go defensively, he's going to switch it back. Oh, look how close this is. And there's some yellow flags going on behind there. That was a bit weird. Probably, oh, Charles Leclerc's out the race. Don't do another virtual safety car. So we've really lost some time on this lap. We're going to have to start refocusing on catching up to Bottas as we ride the sausage curbs horribly through there. So, do I come in and undercut? That is the big question. Or do I stay out and battle with these guys? Because if I undercut, I'll get in traffic, won't I? I'm going to stay out. So what's going on here? We've got a car just on the track. Oh, they're just off of the track. Why is not the safety car out? That's dangerous, that is. But we're going faster and faster with each lap. And so is Hamilton behind us. And so is Bottas ahead of us. This is a really intense race. Who knows who's going to get the podium here? There's 4 drivers in with contention. Come around around this final chicane. We hooked that up lovely there. And now this is going to be our in lap. Oh my god, we've gone fastest overall. So let's see if we can pick up the DRS then on this back straight and get the job done as we come into the pits. So we're going to be coming in the pits. I don't think Bottas will come in the pits. I think it will be Hamilton, because he seems to have a little bit more pace than Bottas. But we need to make sure we're on the outside as we're coming into the pits. Oh my god, look at the run we've got. Oh yep, got to go to the outside. Just going to fling it in the pits. Going to have to brake. Yep, it isn't Bottas that comes in. It's Hamilton and Vettel. So Bottas is going to stay out, but he's got fresh tyres on for the start of the race. So those tyres might be better than these super softs that we're putting on, but we have to wait and see. We're still out in the lead, but you can see the Saubers are coming in. What is the gap going to be to Bottas? That is the key here. And also what's going to happen at the end of this race in terms of the weather. But we're also out in some traffic as we're stuck now behind Van Dorn, and it's for race position, so he doesn't have to pull over and get out the way. And we've took some damage there. Oh, Van Dorn, that is annoying. So a little bit of contact with Van Dorn's front tyre, and that has cost us, and this is going to cost us massively. But Vettel has an issue with the car, our engineers just told us, so Vettel's going to be backing off. You can see he's already started to lose a bit of time to Lewis Hamilton, teammate in the pits. So you can see there is Bottas at the pit exit. And we've managed to make the undercut work an absolute treat, but you can see the sky is now starting to get darker, and we do of course have that front wing damage. So let's see then what we're going to be able to do over the course of this rest of this race. You can see there's a storm looming in the air. You see the track's getting darker, track temperature will start to drop, but we've got the Mercedes that are going to be in the hunt for us now. Vettel obviously has the car problem. Oh my god, look how deep we're going there. We're going purple through this sector, but what's going to happen towards the end of this race? For now, I'm just going to have to put my head down, use up the rest of our spare fuel, and then just pray it doesn't rain. I'm going to get the tyres ready just in case it does, because there's an absolute downpour in qualifying. So the rain is going to start falling in the next few minutes. Oh. So both Ferraris have problems with their cars, so this Canadian track is not doing very good for the Ferraris, and neither is it doing good for Ricciardo, but the Mercedes are absolutely on fire. We're managing to keep the gap at around just less than 2 seconds, so if we can keep that. But I've now run out of fuel to be able to, well, spare fuel to be able to use rich mix, so that might cost us a few tenths a lap as well. So you can see there's now a few droplets of rain on the track, and what is the gap to the guys behind? It was 1.9 as we crossed the line last time. It's 2.2. We're starting to pull out. How are we managing to pull out here at Canada? Hamilton's still stuck in behind Bottas, but we're going to have to see what happens with the weather now. It's going to change everything. So now the track is really starting to get slippy. It's still not ready for intermediate tyres though. We're running out of laps now in this race, but the Mercedes behind are now starting to drop off. They're about 3.5 seconds off of the pace, so this Red Bull is really working well despite the damage in these slippery conditions. As we cross the line now, let's see, you can see what the lap time is, 1:16, so we're starting to lose a couple of seconds a lap because of this slippery conditions. 4.4 seconds is the gap to Bottas, and a further second behind to Hamilton. So as long as the weather stays like this, I'm pretty happy with this. I can manage the conditions, it's not too bad, and we're going to keep on pushing. So what's going on down here as we come into the end, the penultimate lap? Oh, Kevin Magnussen is beached on the grass. Oh my god, look how slippy it is. The track is really getting slippy, but everyone else is staying out, persevering with the weather. You can see the gap to Bottas now is about 6 seconds, so the Mercedes struggling in these conditions. 7.9, almost 8-10 seconds. My god, that was close. We just completely lost the rear and threw ourselves in the concrete barrier there. But we're on the last lap on the final corner. Come on, not the final corner, the final straight. But the gap has now come down from Bottas to 6.9. So because of that mistake, it could have cost us. We could have wiped our wheel off if we weren't careful. But we should be okay. Okay, so basically it's intermediate tyre conditions now. But it's too late as look at this. They're struggling into the final corner. Everyone's going to be feeling the same. But luckily it's the end of the race and we take back-to-back wins. Monaco and now Canada. So let's see what we can do in the rest of this season. So in the end then, you can see that Ricciardo managed to recover back to 5th place. So he gained 6 places over the course of that race. So it's a good result for him then. But Vettel and Raikkonen for the Ferraris, they did have some mechanical problems. That's probably to do with their engine. But it didn't affect them too much in the end. So let's see what the standings are like now. You can see we jumped up to 3rd place in the standings, so we're ahead now of our rival Kimi Raikkonen. So that's good, and we can start closing in on Bottas and Vettel, the 2 guys ahead of us. But look at the constructors. We are closing on Mercedes, only what? Is that 26 points behind them? Quick maths there. 26 points behind them, so we're really starting to close in now on the guys ahead. Hopefully Ricciardo and myself can get some 1-2s that'll help us out later on the season. But we're starting to get back on track, and the championship title race isn't over yet. But let's see if we get any offers from teams at the mid-season point at Hungary. Or is it Spa? I don't know which one it is. But either way, there could be some team swaps going on towards the end of the season. Let me know if that's what you want me to do now in the comments. But for now, if you did enjoy this episode, remember to give the video a like, remember to subscribe for more, and we will see you in the next episode.